Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Halftime with Bizzy. Today's episode features Skins4Pros. Essentially, Skins4Pros is something that was started by Zipple and Nap, and the Skins4Pros and Skins4Pros has a Discord which is invite only, and it features people in the community with crafts to share and send to pro players when they're playing in tournaments and majors. So it's a pretty cool episode today. This is the only platform like this where you can talk to pros and have them use your skins when they're on stage performing at tournaments. So it's a pretty cool idea, and these guys seem like they're doing it the right way. It was really interesting to learn about, and I think you guys are going to enjoy today's episode. We're going to get right into things, but we will catch you guys on the outro. Thanks everybody for tapping into another episode. Hello.
Hi.
Hey man, how's it going?
Good. Well,
Good
almost good.
Almost good. Oh, the team lose? Did your team lose?
Yeah,
Sorry to hear, that's tough.
it was very, very unlucky. But it is what it is.
It'd be like that sometimes. Well, thank you for joining. I apologize for the delay and everything like that. I've just had a lot going on with the current moving situation and whatnot, so I appreciate your patience and still wanting to do this and stuff. I apologize. I'm usually pretty open schedule, but it's been pretty chaotic the past couple months. So thank you for your patience. I appreciate it.
No, it's fine. No problem.
The first thing I was wanting to ask you about is I kind of do this with the majority of my podcasts. I start off by asking the guests how they got into Counter-Strike and what was it that got you interested when you started playing? Like, how did you get put on?
Well, that's many years ago. So, I mean, I was always a gamer, even like in 2002, I think I got my first computer.
Okay.
And ever since then, basically since I was like 11, 12 years old, gaming was my thing. And then at some point, I ended up with Counter-Strike. I think I started in 2015, end of 15, 2016, somewhere around that time.
Okay, so it's still pretty new at that time that you started. Like,
Yeah,
relatively
I
new.
guess so, yeah. For CSGO, yes, but of course I also played some 1.6 before that. But for 1.6, it was mostly on like LAN parties with friends, but no real online Counter-Strike.
Okay, hell yeah, that's sick. So you're the owner of Skins4Pros. For people who might not know what that is, dive into some detail and tell us exactly what you do with Skins4Pros.
Skins4Pros is a Discord community server that's purely invite only. So we are a closed community. And it started over 2 years ago now, I think, with Zipple. He had the idea on a stream where he was like, hey, how can we get some skins to the pros? Because he was already for a long time always helping some players, but never in a wide range or never really with much of the community involved. And I'm not 100% sure if it was his idea to create a Discord or if it was my idea, but since I manage his Discord community server for his community, I basically just said, okay, let me just open a server, and then yeah, it basically started from there. He started to invite some pro players that he know, like even Saibu was one of the first players that joined
Oh,
back then,
wow.
and yeah, from there it started, and it grew and grew, and basically Simple put his name on it, so as to put it out there because he has a far wider reach, of course.
For sure.
And I did all the work basically. I created the server, the concept, how the server works, and yeah, created the rules and established all the channels on the server and the system in which the skins find their place in the pros' hands, let's say it like this.
Okay, that's interesting. I didn't know. I thought that you were the one behind Skins for Pros, but you and Zipple were both collaborating with this idea.
Yeah, exactly. So it was his name and his involvement in the scene and already knowing a lot of the players that brought the players in at first. Because if I would have started it by myself, of course I wouldn't have the connections to the players to even start it. And that's why he is basically the Kickstarter for it, while I did the actual work, the doing. Yeah.
Okay.
And together, basically, we created it. He several times he tweeted about it to get more attention to it, and of course also to get the people with the skins, the community, into it. And yeah, it basically over the past 2 years it kept growing, and by now it's honestly gotten so big that it's hard for me to even manage it all alone.
Oh, you're the
But
only one that does any type of management on the server?
pretty much, yeah. I'm doing like
Wow.
95% of everything, or almost like 99%.
Wow.
So I had a couple of times I had some people step in and do some little work, like when there's a major, for example. Of course, there is the most activity on the server, and all the pros are looking for skins, and all the community is trying to get their skins into the major and so on. So around that times, I have some little help of people that are looking for the skins, basically skin searching for what the players request. And besides that, I do everything completely on my own. The only guy who helped a little bit, and I really wanted him to be more involved, is you might know him. He's very quite known in the community as well, Soisper, the screenshot goat.
I think I've heard that name, yeah.
Um, yeah, he made his name by creating the best screenshots for skin pickups, and he's a really nice guy. And he tried to help a little bit, but he had some personal problems in his personal life that kept him a little bit away. And therefore, for now, I'm been doing everything on my own. So it's purely invite only. So every single person on this server is basically invited and verified by me. That includes the pros as well as the community. And now, if I look at the stats, we have now 305 pros on the server,
Holy shit.
which is an absolutely insane number.
Yeah.
And we have 639 skins people or community members, basically.
That's so impressive. And for you to be mainly doing all of this yourself, I can't even imagine the workload that you carry around, dude. Hats off to you.
Yeah, thank you. It's at times it's a lot of work because I also assign every player their team role manually, and I manage them basically according to their HLTV ranking, because there is a two rank system. Basically, you have the top 30. They have a little bit higher role basically, and then you have the players or the teams that are outside of the HLTV top 30. But of course, maintaining all that at all times is almost impossible. So I have like 3, 4 times a year I look at the teams and all the transfers when players changes the teams and so on. So like right now in the player break, there's a lot of movement going on. So I have to
Yeah.
look at the end of the player break. Okay, who changed teams, who is where now, and then assign the role new and so on. So it's a lot of work, but I like it a lot. It's quite fun.
And that's a crazy aspect as well. Like, not only do you have to worry about, managing the server and manually verifying people and adding rules and all of that, but you also have to be super tapped into all of the news and what's going on in the media because, like you just said, especially right now, there's so much movement with players going to other teams and people getting benched. Like, I can't imagine how much you actually have to be on HLTV reading the news articles and, keeping involved with that as well.
Oh yeah, it's quite a lot. It's really interesting, but I like it because I'm involved in the scene, and I get to know the players in a different way. Like I don't even know how many of them I have as friends on Steam and on Discord and everywhere. And basically every day I get a message somewhere from a player and asking either a new player to join the server, or if they are looking for a skin, they ask me. And so many players have asked as well about just general help with skins, buying, selling, trading. So
Wow.
basically, the almost like the half the scene knows that they can ask me anything about skins, and which is still unbelievable to me.
Yeah, you're the man to go to, it sounds like. Never
Yeah,
ending work. So
yeah,
I was gonna ask you, like, it's such a unique idea to have this little community that you guys have created that's grown to be how big it is now. Um, is there anyone else doing this in the scene? I was trying to do some research. You guys run this kind of platform, and there's no one that comes close.
yeah. Pretty much. I don't think, or at least I don't know of anything else like this. The only one who might be doing this, maybe in China, there might be some communities, but I'm not really aware of any. It's basically the big skin guys that have like hundreds of thousands of dollars in skins, like the really rich guys. Of course, they have their own contacts sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are also on the server, of course, and I'm always happy to welcome some of the big whales, basically. But they are basically on their own and have their own contacts to like the top players. Like there's some pros that are not on the server that are at the very top. Like unfortunately, Nico, Monesi, the G2 guys, they are never involved. I tried to get them, but they never really responded to me. And also, Sipple has no contact to them. And so
Uh,
basically, they have their own guys where they go to, like the crazy Kato 14 holo collectors and so on, that lend to them. But besides that, really most of the players that care about skins are with us on the server. Yeah.
hey, well, you never know, man. If you guys keep growing how you're growing, you never know who you might see them come in one day. I'm sure it's a possibility.
Yeah, it's always open for them. But also I had to turn away a lot of the, let's say, the tier 3 players and players that are up and coming, very young, talented players that might be like 16, 15 years old, sometimes having like 5k elo on Faceit or stuff like this, and they ask if they can join. But we had to set, or basically I had to set pretty clear rules who can join and what are the joining requirements. And otherwise it would be like 400, 500 players right now, but
Yeah.
that would be first too much, and then there would be too much tier 3 and up and coming less known players on the server, and that wouldn't be working as well, because we are even right now having too many pros asking for skins compared to people that actually lend out skins. So the ratio of skins to pros asking for it is actually a little bit too much in the direction of the pros asking. So
Okay.
the tier 2 players basically have obviously a harder time to find what they are looking for, while of course the tier 1 players from like FaZe and Liquid, the well-known teams, and now Donk from Spirit and so on. If they post on the server that they are looking for something, everybody will swarm to them. Well, the tier 2 players, of course, they ask for a couple of weeks and maybe nobody will answer them.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
that's how it is. We try to be as inclusive as possible and as equal to everybody. So we definitely say in the rules, hey, if you lend out skins, of course, it's up to you, but try to give the smaller up and coming players some love as well, and not give everything just to the big guys. Yeah, because then the community will grow from that as well. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And like it is important to be inclusive, like you said, but you know, it's also very important. Like you kind of touched on it a little bit. Like you can't just let everybody come in here because then it's like, it's just it get too oversaturated and too flooded, and especially if you're the only one managing it, it would just be, I I bet impossible to just run all of that by yourself.
Yeah, and the same goes also for the community as well. I had to say no to I don't even know how many people that wanted to join just to be on the server, even if they don't have skins and so on. So it's basically to join the server as the community member. The main criteria is to have skins that you can actually lend out.
Okay.
Otherwise, it makes no sense to be on the server. Yeah,
Yeah, for sure. You got to be there for a purpose.
exactly. And it's an exclusive club. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So you mentioned Zaiwu earlier. Who are some of the other big names that you guys have dealt with in the past and maybe are you're currently dealing with as well?
So many. I mean, I have Device. He's not on the server, but he asked me for skins a lot of the times. And then I just post his request on the server and can basically do it that way. There's a couple of more pros that do it like this as well. So they just come to me and then I post about it on the server, like the big guys, Twist, Brokey, obviously Device. Who else? Let me just let me just look at the server. Let's see who we have in here. The Navi guys, so basically everybody from Navi,
Oh, okay.
JL, Alexi, wonderful, all of them. Then we have a lot of the Brazilian guys actually, like from Furia and also MIBR and so on. So the Brazilian scene is actually pretty strong on the server.
That's amazing. So you guys are covering all the bases. You got so many of the tier 1 teams.
Yeah, basically, I don't think there is right now a tier one team in the top 30 that does not have at least one on the server.
Oh man, that is badass.
And then obviously Donk and the other Spirit guys. So Spirit is like here with 5 people, all of them. And then Vitality, Flames, Spinks, and so on. So they're all here. The Ants guys, obviously they disbanded after they had their high run. So Daicha and Hades and so on. The Mouse guys are here. Everybody of
Wow.
them. So yeah,
That's so
basically everybody
impressive.
you can think of. Yeah.
So, what's the journey been like for you so far? Do you often reflect on what you and Zipple have built, or do you guys just keep focused on the road ahead and what's to come?
To be honest, I don't really think about what really happened because it's just keeps growing and just keeps going. So I just look at okay, what can I do next? Who's joining next? And yeah, just keep going.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like you have too much time to think and reflect on the past with how busy this sounds.
The only thing that I regret a little bit is that so far I have not been to any tournament yet myself in person.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I have tickets now for IEM Cologne,
Oh,
so
perfect.
that will be perfect for me because I'm from Germany, so will be
Oh, there
easy
you
to go
go.
there finally. And I had so many pros basically saying, "Hey, when will I see you at the tournament? When will you say hi in real life or something like this?" So I'm even looking to get now a jersey where I have the Skins4Pros logo and my name on it, so that the
Oh,
players can recognize me.
dude, that would be I that has to be a dream come true when that happens. That would be the coolest experience ever.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward for that.
And they definitely appreciate what you have going on because, if no one else is doing it, then that means that none of what's happening exists and everybody's got to go to single individual people and request for skins and stuff like that. So I imagine they love you a lot, you and Zipple.
Yeah, thanks. I mean,
So,
when I look now, the server just now gotten pretty active towards the end of the player break now. So if I look at the skins that have gone out today alone in the tracking channel, there's like 15 skins that has gone out today to different players.
oh wow, okay.
And that's not even with the major or anything. So that's pretty good, actually.
Do you guys do any like I don't know I don't know if events is really the right word, but I kind of wanted to just ask if you guys do any big things like especially right now when there's a player break and there's not much going on. Do you guys do any like do you guys have any like projects that you work on in this downtime or do you guys just kind of prepare for like the next tournament?
No, not really. There is no, at least from my side, absolutely no time to prepare anything else. That would have to come from someone else, but because there is really no someone else, no, there's no additional extra events or anything. It's just the server focusing on what it is. There's just two chatting channels, which are pretty active as well for the guys that are on the server. But besides that, there's nothing extra going on. But to prepare for bigger tournaments, so like for the major or even IEM Cologne, so like the real big tournaments, I always have to prepare extra channels and extra roles. So all the teams that qualify get an extra channel where they can look for skins, and then only the players that are qualified for that tournament will have access to that channel, and the community has access to basically offer the skins for these special tournaments then for the really big ones.
Okay, I gotcha. Do you have any like goals or things on your bucket list that you want to accomplish with Skins for Pros, or do you have like another avenue that you're thinking of traveling down in the future?
Ooh, interesting question. Not really. I mean, the thing has gotten so big so quick that I don't even know what to say to this even. So I the only thing that I'm worried about a little bit is my time, and with my job in the real life as well, and with how big it gotten, I'm really worried if I had to step down at some point, what will happen to it?
Oh,
That's the only concern that I have right now, because there is not really anybody right now that could really take it over and continue like that. So that's the only regret I have right now, is that I'm more or less forced to do all the work and all the time, even though I enjoy it and I like it, but I'm I can't really let myself step down from the position, because then it would just run out more or
kind of
less.
collapse.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully that
That's
doesn't
what
happen.
I fear. Yeah.
I mean, especially with working a full-time job and also doing this, it sounds like it'd probably be like two full-time jobs, so the time management's probably really difficult.
Yeah, I had to dial it down a little bit. So in the beginning, when it was not as big, I did a lot of manual work of really getting all the requests from the players fulfilled by myself. So basically, really searching for skins. So we have channels where the community can post their skins that they would like to lend out, and then I would just go and search through the hundreds of posts of skins and basically get every player that posts the request what they requested, at least for the big tournaments. But I don't do this anymore at all, because I just simply have not the time for it.
Mm-hmm.
And also the players have learned how to do it themselves by now, most of them. So
Okay.
when a new player joins, I always give them like a small little hint how they should interact with the server, how they should do it, because there is ways where the players basically can have a better system to get the skins that they really want. Because most of the players, they just request knives and gloves. Everybody just wants knives and gloves. But of course, not everybody, or the community is not able to provide all the 300 players with knives and gloves combos. Of course, that's not possible.
Yeah.
So I always tell the new players that join, hey, instead of asking for knives and gloves, why don't you ask for a nice AK and then a nice M4 and a nice AWP and so on for the crafts of the community? Because the community, they want to lend out their crafts, their unique AK and their unique M4, and to see the frags with it,
For
and not
sure.
so much the knife and the gloves, because that's the generic stuff. You don't really see it as much in the matches if you watch it. So I tell the players, hey, ask for the weapons, and this is how you get in contact, and then you can ask them for the knife and gloves.
For
While
sure.
I tell, on the other side, I tell the community to try and fulfill the knives and glove offers to get in contact, to then give them additionally also their weapon crafts. So it's basically in both directions. You can influence it a little bit, because otherwise everybody just asks for knives and gloves, just knives and gloves everywhere.
Yeah, and then it would probably
This
just get
is
a little stale.
Yeah, exactly. So try to diversify, and really I learned this as well over the 2 years that I'm doing it now, how to steer both the players and the community in the right direction, so that everybody in the end basically benefits from it. And I've also gotten so much feedback from the community and the players alike, that they're just very happy to get more in contact, get more together. People chatting with the pros, even people having met the pros at tournaments where they said, "Hey, I give you this skin," and so on, and everybody is happy about it. That's the biggest thing really about this that makes me happy.
Right on, man. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to do this once again. It means a lot. Last part of the show is usually where I have the guests share anything they'd like, if whether it be shout outs, projects that you're working on, or anything else. So this is me giving you the floor, and you can say whatever you like to do the outro.
Okay, thank you. Well, I like to give a shout out definitely to Sipple, because without him this wouldn't be possible at all, because he helped so much in the beginning to get the players on, and to grow it in the community with his Twitter engagement and so on. So big shout out to him, and also to Soisper for sure, who has helped definitely in some ways, and I really hope that he can come back pretty soon when he fixes the stuff that's going on in his life right now. And yeah, shout out to everybody on the server, and I hope that we can fulfill endless more skin requests and get the community together. And yeah, I hope it was interesting to hear a little bit about it. And yeah, let's keep it going.
All right, there you have it, everybody. That was today's episode with Skins for Pros. Today we were speaking with Nap specifically, and he does everything manually, and this is practically like a second job to him, and I give nothing but absolute respect to him. This is a very one-of-one kind of thing when it comes to the Counter-Strike community. There's nobody else doing this, and he does an excellent job, and I think he deserves to get his flowers, so I'm glad we were able to get this episode done. And I appreciate everybody coming and watching this episode. I appreciate it very much. That's going to be all for today, though. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share with a friend if you want. The podcast is growing slowly but surely, and I can't thank you all enough for continuing to come back and tap into future episodes and whatnot. As per usual, another banger episode next week. Have a great weekend, fellas. Till next time.